I'm here. I was invited by Yazda, and I think that this was really an opportunity for me to see the Yazidi community and understand more what happened about the genocide, and also to talk with survivors of sexual violence and slavery. And I could just understand that many things have done before, but women still are in need. And to take care of really the need of women, we need to take it in the holistic way to support not only one section or a pillar, but we need really to support them in a holistic way, because they need still many. And even in the camp, you could see that there are many women who are so deeply traumatized, and they need really to get a strong support. You know, when people went through genocide, the protection should be given, because it's not the first genocide for Yazidi, and if it happened just a few years ago, I think that the international community should take more responsibility in protection. And before to protect, I think that justice should fight against impunity to know exactly what happened, how it happened, who was responsible, and the responsible should really respond to what they did. And after this, normally, the protection of the community should be done. It's a minority, and if they are not protected, so another genocide can happen. And this is terrible for all of us. We are sharing the same humanity, and this is not really something the international community should take responsibility to protect Yazidi community. As I discussed with many people, and what I could understand, that it's not the first time, and many women are afraid even to go back, because they are just afraid that it can happen again. So the only one way to get to the whole community to feel safe is to get a protection of the national protection, but also the international protection. I think that what Yazda is doing internationally is really great, because if many people are aware about the situation of women, Yazidi women, it's of course because Yazda is doing advocacy around the world to bring this question on the table, so Yazidi women can't be forgotten. And this, I think that I appreciate a lot, and this advocacy must go on and be done by all the people who think that we are sharing the same humanity, have to come together and just make advocacy. So this case must be known, and not only known, but also Yazidi community must be protected. And I think that Yazda is doing a lot for this. I was with Murad, and I know him before to come here, and what he's doing is just great work that they are doing on the international level. And on the national level, I think that the discussion that I got today, I could see that the team of Yazda is working a lot to support victims of sexual violence, but also to support the community. But there is a way to strengthen the Yazda organization as a local organization, because I believe that after a few years, all international organizations will leave this area, but the only organization who will stay here dealing with the problem will be the national organization. So I think that it's time maybe to strengthen Yazda because they are local organization and they can take the problem for the long time. You know what happened for Yazidi community. You can't forget it in a short time. You can't even forget it for generations. So I think that Yazda is only the one local organization who can build the memory about what happened. The one organization who can maybe build how to make the follow-up of the community, of all the victims, of the survivors. And this is for a long time. I think that emergency situation can be solved by international organization. But when it comes to the long term, I think that, and especially for this case where women are traumatized, as I saw, it's only a local organization who can deal with this kind of question. And you can give women treatment, but be sure that this treatment can help women, but this trauma can appear again and again if there is just a situation who are as a situation they went through, they can be re-traumatized again. And as we saw, many of them are doing the flashback, just talking about what happened, the trauma come again. So there we need to get an organization who can really work on the long term and lasting activities. You know, I'm working with dealing with the question of sexual violence. And in many countries, the problems that we're facing is sometimes religions are just creating discrimination or stigmatization of victims. But I was very happy to meet BABA SHEIKH, who really showed that women, Yazidi women, are human, and they can't be discriminated or to be just from the community because of what happened for them. And all of us, you have to understand that what happened for them, they didn't really accept it. They were forced to what happened to them. So to discriminate them or stigmatize them, it's just to punish them for the second time. And this is really sad. And I think that the attitude to say they are human, we have to accept them in the community, in the religion, I think that this is really very positive. And as I told him, I think that it's not only for Yazidi women, it's for women around the world, because it's a way to fight against stigmatization. Because women you can give all services, but if women still are stigmatized by their own community, there you will never get the healing, because each time when they are stigmatized, the trauma will come again. And I think that this is really something very positive for the Yazidi community to take this decision to say it happened because they were not protected. And the role of the protection is our role of all of us. They were not protected. Is that the reason that they went through these terrible things? And I think that what BABA SHEIKH said, I think that it's really a legacy for our humanity. As a leader, to say that we have to support them, we have to accept them in the community. Other leaders should follow this, because it's really a strong way to rebuild the community. Because without forgiveness, without supporting, without just to say, this happened, but we still Yazidi, and you have to go on as a community. We have to go fighting as a community. Is also to show perpetrators that they tried to destroy the community, but they didn't succeed, because the community understands the message, and they said they are human and they are Yazidi. we are accept them as Yazidi. But to refuse them in the community, it could be to help the perpetrators who want to destroy the community. So I think that this response was really something I found very, very positive, to show the perpetrators that the Yazidi community will go on in rebuilding the social fabric. And we can't rebuild the social fabric with exclusion, with putting other people out of the community. And you know that when women are going through these terrible things, men also are traumatized. And if you don't really work with this question to try to rebuild the community, you can destroy it. And in this case, it's the perpetrators or the one who makes this plan to destroy the Yazidi community who will win. But I think that with this decision, it's the community who wins.